We're thrilled to have on the line with us Dee Messina, who's going to be at the Mack Park stage for the FOP show coming up on Sunday, July 15th. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us and taking time out of your busy schedule, because I was looking online at your tour schedule and you have done a lot of tour dates already this summer, and your schedule for the next month or so looks pretty well packed too. So it looks like you've got a really busy schedule this summer, don't you?
Well, summer's usually the busiest time of year for us, so which is a good thing because I have two little boys, they're 6 and 9, and I try to home for their school, when they start school. So then we're just weekends. So that's when we try to get a lot of the work in, is during the summer months.
All right. Now, in addition to music and with all the hit songs and some of the awards that you've had, you've also been involved in writing a book. And I understand you're actually listed as co-author on this book, right? Why don't you tell us about that?
Which one is that? The Chicken Soup for the Soul, Thanks to Mom's book?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was done a few years ago. I'm looking at writing something by myself about something totally different. But we thought that would be a great introduction to the literary world. And so it's stories about people's different stories. It would submit stories about their mothers and the memorable moment or memorable lessons that, their mothers taught them and how it affected their lives. And it was kind of, we released it around Mother's Day so that, it was kind of like an ode to mom thing. And I read all the stories and wrote stories for it. And it was a really great introduction to the literary world.
All right. Now, you kind of hinted there that there's another book that might be in the works. Is there anything that you can tell us about that yet?
Well, I have to do about my faith and about my life. And that's about as specific as it is right now. The part of it is, honing it down into what is the focal point, what do you include, what do you not include, what paints the full picture, do you need, that kind of thing, and what is our goal with the book. And I think the goal with the book is to reach out to the people that are living through life in the most painful part, right? What is that, teenage to 30? And, just kind of give some perspective to the lessons that we learn in life during that time and, how I walked through a lot of that.
All right. Wow. We look forward to that. Now, like a lot of country artists, you've been pretty active with the charitable work, too, and you've worked with the Special Olympics, right?
I was an ambassador for the Special Olympics for a couple of years. I remember I went out, I was running one day in Florida and saw the race signs for Special Olympics, and I'm like, I'm going to go check it out. And there were not enough huggers at the end of the line, and I was just heartbroken because I was like, these kids are out there, like, performing their guts out, and they have huggers at the end of the line. And so I wanted to make people aware of it and just say, you know what, this is an amazing, we take it for granted. It's like, March of Dimes, Special Olympics, American Cancer Association. Like, we see the sign, but we don't know what they do. And so I wanted to make more people aware that it isn't just about the games, it's about the living, it's about quality of life, it's about learning and teaching. It's just amazing what the organization does. So I got involved with them to just hopefully spread the word so that they would get more volunteers and more participants in their activities.
All right. Now, what is it that you want people to know, or what do you hope that they learn about you when they listen to your music or when they watch you perform?
Oh, man. When I perform, that it's all about the music. It's not about anything but music, having a great time. No one is greater than another on the stage or off the stage. We're just there to have fun and rejoice in music.
Okay. Now, you have a new song that I saw is posted on your website, and it sounds like this is a very personal song and also a pretty spiritual song, too, if you can tell us about that.
Well, I can say I have known of God my whole life, but it hasn't been for the last 6-7 years that I've actually gotten to know him personally. And I think his timing is impeccable. I realized who he was and how real he was years ago, so that it was almost as if he's like, because you're going to need it. Like, you're going to need to know all this stuff because you're going to walk through some really hard stuff. And so last year was a brutal year for me. I started life as a single mom. I was diagnosed with cancer. I had to stop working. When you stop working, the income stops. Everybody knows that. And so there was just a lot of things heaping down on me, and I chose, instead of focusing on all the yuck and the craziness and the chaos, to focus on what God has told all of us, His Word and His promises and who He is and His character and how much He loves us, and really leaned on that. And it was like in the midst of what should be an absolutely insane-making time, my heart was filled with such gratitude and peace and joy. And there's no one, no book, no doctor, no person that can change somebody's heart. And I saw God change mine. And so I just wanted to give Him glory and say, you're bigger than this. You're bigger than any problem that we think we have. And so He sees much farther than we do. And so that's where the song came from, was a place of should have been destitute, but yet I was there by myself. But I was there not by myself. And I knew that He was there with me. And He still is today. So from even that moment, every day, the relationship gets richer and richer and more real. And when you think, okay, I'm at a good spot, it's like, nope, and here I am, and I'm still here. It's just fascinating.
Okay.
But that's what that song was written from, was a really low place where the brightest thing shining was God's love. And so I wanted to think about it, because I was like, you are everything that your Word says you are.
And we imagine we're going to get to hear that song when you stop by the 44th Annual Country Music Show for the FOP. Now, if anyone wants to hear it, they can go online to your website. Now, when it comes to music on your website, you got an independent label, I understand. You're releasing the music right there on your website?
Well, this song, so everything is single-driven. And I write a lot of spiritual stuff. I write everything across the board. And until I can find a record label that has a broader vision besides you fit into this little teeny tiny box, I'm just going to as I write them, we just release them. They're on iTunes. I think there's a video out, like a lyric video out on YouTube. There's live performances of it out there. And to me, it's just about the music. And this song is about getting out the word, of God. It's not really about the dollar. So you'll see it pops up anywhere.
Okay, and you've been pretty active with social media and really connecting with the fans, and I believe I saw that the fans even kind of helped you make an album, too?
Oh, gosh, yeah, that was a while ago. That was when I first got off my record label, and I wanted to record some music, and I was unable to sign with any other label as part of my exit papers, and so I just wanted to make music, and I didn't have the funds to do it. And we did a little Kickstarter thing, and the fans got, they didn't just give money. They'd get T-shirts, and, for this donation, you'd get a T-shirt and a CD, and this donation, you'd get a phone call, and this donation, you'd get whatever, would come to your backyard and sing for you,
All right. Now, the website is just joedeemessina.com, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're also on all social media, or which ones are you on?
Oh, Twitter, Instagram is the one that I will post from the most. Facebook picks up some of those. Sometimes we do individual posts, but Instagram, I do the the story. We went to Holiday World. You'll see me and the kids going into the park and riding this ride and eating at this. You know what I mean? So you can do continual story, which I think is fun. And so we're on all of them.
All right, on all of them, but Instagram is where they'll find you the most. Then
for the most active.
Okay.
If they don't want to know what's going on every day, then you can do Facebook or the website.
All right. We mentioned we mentioned a new song that you have on the website. Any other new music coming down the pike?
Yeah, we got a couple other things that we're working on in the studio, and I'm continuously writing. So, and as each of them are done, like I said, it's very single driven. So, as each of them are done, we're just putting them out there for people to hear.
All right. Thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us today. The big show is coming up on Sunday, July 15th at 3 p.m. at the Mack Park stage. And once again, we thank you for calling in with us today.
Sure. Thank you very much.